Hello. Let's now understand how to translate expressions into words, the algebraic expressions into words. So what are algebraic expressions? Algebraic expressions are expressions which have at least one variable in them, right? And they don't have any equal to sign. So there are two critical things. An expression that has a variable, and that expression should not have an equal to sign. But it can have other things. For example, it can have numbers, it can have other operators like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, ratios, correct? So it is a combination of variables, constants, that means numbers, and the operation symbols, correct? So what all we can have here? Variables. So what are variables? Let's try to understand what are variables, okay? So we have been saying variables. We see what are variables. Variables are defined so that they can represent any number. So variable has a flexibility of representing any variable. And we normally write variables in terms of like alphabets and small case alphabets most of the time. So for example, see variable like x, you may see y. You can also use letters like A, B, and so on. Sometimes for variables, we use capital letters also. For example, A for area, V for volume, P for pressure, like that, T for temperature. These are some constant variables. Constant, I should not use the word constant here, but these are some variables which are capital letter and they have been in use for a long time. So, these variables are also used. So let us say if there is a problem on amount, then we say A is the amount. We can use like that also, right? And we say sales, we can use capital S for sales, right? But in general, we avoid using capital letters. We always use in general X, Y, Z, A, B, N, M. Like these are the variables which we will normally use, right? And this variable can stand for any number of numbers. So it is kind of replacement of numbers, right? So this is very important to understand. So algebraic expression has a variable, and second thing is should have. This is should have and should not have. What should not have? Should not have equal to sign. Do you understand? Equal to sign. So it becomes equation, not an expression, if we put equal to sign, okay? So algebraic expression should only have variables, at least one, should never have equal to sign. So if I write an expression like, let's say, let me write an expression like 4 plus 7. Is it an algebraic expression? No, it is not. Why? It does not have a variable. To make it an algebraic expression, we should have a variable, for example 7x. So now x is a variable and it becomes an algebraic expression. Do you understand? I can write half y. That is an algebraic expression, okay? So algebraic expression will always have a variable in it, correct? But if I write, for example, 5 minus x equals to 10. Well, is this an algebraic expression? No, it is not an algebraic expression. Why? Because of this, equal to. Algebraic expression cannot have equal to sign. Do you understand? So, other kind of expression which are not algebraic is 2 minus 3 over 2. Well, this is an expression, but it is not an algebraic expression. Not. Why? Because it is missing variable. Without variable, we don't have algebraic expression. So that's very critical to know. There's no variable here, right? So algebraic expressions are the expressions which have variable, right? It could be two variable, more variable, x plus y times x minus y. Well, you said I said times, but I didn't really write anything in between, right? So when we don't write anything in between, it means times. we could have written this as with a dot also. In that case also it means times. And we could have used multiplication sign also. It also means times. So if I write 2n times 5, this is perfectly fine. Or we can write also this as 10n. This is same as that. If there is no symbol in between, it is understood to be a multiplication sign. So this is kind of a review on algebraic expressions. The whole exercise here is actually on translating expressions into words and how to use different words to translate an expression into words. We'll take a very simple example to start with. Let's say we have an algebraic expression which says x plus 7. Now x plus 7 is an algebraic expression, correct? Now why it is an algebraic expression? Because it has a variable. If it has a variable and it does not have an equal to sign, it is an expression. Else it has more things also. This is an operator, an operating symbol which is like plus. Other symbols are minus, divide, multiply and things like that. And a number 7. So that makes it an algebraic expression. Now we need to understand what does this mean in words. So when I write x plus 7, it could mean, as I said, x plus 7, correct? What else? We can say x increased by 7. We could say sum of x and 7, correct? We can also say 7 more than x. Likewise, we can say many things about this expression. We can get back to something like this. If I tell you to write let's do the reversing. I'll tell you a word phrase and then you write an algebraic expression. If I say 5 more than a number, so you say let the number be x and the answer will be x plus 5, correct? Like that. Now let me give you another example which is not that easy. Now this time I will use a different symbol and let me say we use y minus 3. Now y minus 3, is it an algebraic expression? Yes it is. Why? Because it has a variable y in it. Simple, and does not have equal to sign. So our two main criteria are a variable, having a variable and not having equal to. Perfect, remember that. Now y minus 3, I can say this as y minus 3, y minus 3, or I can say y decreased by 3, correct? I can also say difference between y and 3. I can also say difference between y and number 3, correct? Or I can say 3 less than y. So this is very critical. At times when I ask people write an expression for 3 less than y, they write 3 minus y, which is wrong. It is y minus 3. 3 less than y means from y take away 3. So I hope you remember this part very well. This is very critical to understand. 3 less than y means take away 3 from y. It means y minus 3. Decrease 3 from y. Understand? So that is kind of very critical to understand. So I have shown you how we can write an expression and then from there we can translate into words. Now I will not write, but I will ask you many other expressions, right? Now let's do with these. The ones in gray will not be written here. We say 2x. So what does this mean? When I do nothing in between, it means 2 times x. X is my variable here, okay? 2 times x, twice x, okay? And it also means product of 2 and the variable and the number. Do you understand? 2x. Now let me increase this by 2x plus 1. Now if I write like this, what will this mean in word? We can say twice a number increased by 1. Do you see that? We can say sum of twice a number and 1. We can say 1 more than twice a number. Do you see? Twice a number plus 1. So this could mean we could replace x with 2x and say twice a number plus 1. 7 with 1. Do you see that? So I can also write this as 5 plus half x. So that means to the number we are adding, to 5 we are adding half the number, right? So half the number more than 5. Do you understand? Or 5 plus half the number. Sum of 5 and half the number. Do you understand? 5 increased by half the number. Do you understand? So that is how we can read our algebraic expression into words. Similarly, we can have something here. We can write here 2y minus 5. So twice a number minus 5. We can say this. Twice a number, 2 times y, right? We can say 2 times y decreased by 5 in this case. Do you understand? We can say difference between twice a number and 5. We can say 5 less than twice a number. Do you get it? I hope you're getting this concept of how to write in words from given or translate expressions into words. Correct? Now, let me give you some examples where we deal with product and sum, okay, multiplication and division. Correct? So here we say, let's say p divided by 2. Now if I use p divided by 2, it means what? So we can say, well, it means p divided by 2. Yes, that makes perfect sense. In words, we can say p divided by 2. Now I am introducing you to a new term, quotient of. P and 2. So p divided by 2 is also called quotient of p and 2. That means p is divided by 2. Okay, remember this. This is another way of saying the same thing. Quotient of p and 2, that is p divided by 2. Or in fractions, how do we say? P over 2. Do you see that? P over 2. So we can write this as p over 2 like this. Do you understand? Correct? P over 2. Or, well, this can also be said as half of p. Correct? So in division, here the operator is division for us. Right? Variable is p and the number is 2. Correct? So in division, we can say so many things. And like this, we can say, correct? Similarly for product. Now, product we discussed here also. But let me show you how. So for product, I would like to mention here that I can write here 3 times n, or I can write here 3 dot n, it means times, or I can write 3n. When there is nothing in between, it means product. We are multiplying, right? This is all the 3 things mean the same thing, okay? Now, what is? We can write them in words as 3 times n. We can say thrice a number. Is that okay? Thrice a number. So number is 3 times. Do you understand? Thrice a number. We can say product of 3 and a number. Do you understand? So these are different ways of saying the same thing. Correct? 3 times a number. Okay? Or twice a number, or thrice, 3 because we are multiplying, right? Product of 3 and a number. So you have seen these are our major operators, plus, minus, this. We use square also, right? So let me use other operators here and just give you, we say x square plus 5. In that case, what is x square? This is called square the number, right? So we can say number times number plus 5. We can say that x square 5 more than square of a number. So we can say this as 5. Now we are combining all these things, okay? We say 5 more than square of a number. Okay? Now it is interesting how to get square, right? I'll give you one more example. Square is like x times x, right? So number multiplied by itself. Do you see that? This is a number. Let the number be x. It's a number times itself. Number times itself gives us x square, correct? Product of number by itself. We can say the same thing here, right? Product of number by itself or square of a number. Those means the same thing, correct? Here division, I'll give you percent example. When we say do 10% of something, then it means 10 over 100 times something. Let that something be, let's say sales, 10% of sales, okay? 10 divided by 100 is 0.1, and as I told you, we need not write multiplication s. So if I write 0.1 s, it means what? It means 10% of s.